Hello investors, welcome to today's podcast, and we have a very interesting story with my colleague Beatrice. I'm the host Mboro from Ruiru Properties. We are located at Juja town, Juja Square building, third floor. Now Beatrice, how are you doing?
I'm very fine, Mr. Paul.
Yes, can you tell us who is Beatrice?
Okay, I am Beatrice Kagore Kinga. I'm a sales executive at Ruiru Properties.
Yes.
I'm also a mother of one girl, and I'm also a believer, and I'm born again. And thank you for having me today.
Wow. For any questions, for any inquiry, call us on 0728 375 375. Again, we are located at Juja town, Juja Square building, third floor. Now, tell us about your experience. You've been in this real estate, and tell us what's your experience in this field.
Okay, I have been in real estate for more than 6 years. I started when I was a very young girl, that is 23 years or 22 years. And there have been a lot of up and downs, but I enjoy working in this sector because it's a good sector.
Working in 6 years, you can imagine spending 6 years in the real estate. It must be a very good experience, though that journey must be full of ups and downs. For you to stay for 6 years, there must be so many ups, so many downs. So can you maybe tell us some of the ups, that is the good things that I've experienced in this sector?
Okay, one thing of up is that every sales person can say is that when you take the client to the site and then they come to the office and then they make the payment.
Sure.
That's usually the best app that you can have as a sales executive.
Yes.
And the other app is that when the client finish paying their title deed or their land, then you issue them the title. The happiness in their face, that is one of the also a good app that I experienced in this sector.
Yes.
Yeah.
For all people who are in the real estate, I know you can testify, making a sale in a conga, a lot of happiness, and the other happiness comes when issuing the customer the title deed. The moment you just tell the customer, this one is the title deed, that is the biggest happiness. That a customer mwenyewe unaanga tu sura imebadilika, and the customer amefurahi sana. No, what are the downs? That is the negative things that you sema umeface in this real estate.
Okay, one is when you have so many sites busy, unang'ang'ana, but you have not made a sale, it's the end of the month, the sales manager is on your neck, so that is one of the down things that you really experience.
Sure.
You even feel so bad and even so disappointed. And the other down one is that moment when a client tells you that they want to withdraw. When you ask them the reason is usually like maybe because of pesa, maybe I lost someone and I can't continue paying for this person.
What are the downs? Other than having many apps, umekuwa na mambo mazuri, there are still challenges zenye unaweza sema umeface. That is maybe customer umekuwa embarrassed. Maybe unaweza tuambia ni challenges gani ama ni the downs gani umeface ukiwa in this sector?
Okay, one of the down is that moment like you have so many sites visit during the month and then you have not closed the sale. And the sales manager is on your neck, they really want you to sell, they even feel like you're not making any effort, but you have really made so effort. You know, when you're not selling, you can't show the effort.
And
that is
so
one
the
thing.
site visit, there has no impact in if you don't make the business.
Yeah. Of course, when the client doesn't make payments, there's no effort. You can show what you have done. So that is one of the down. And another thing is that when the client tells you that I want to withdraw, I can't continue.
Withdraw as in?
Yeah, like they can't continue paying for the land anymore. They want to pull up. They want to you return their money back because they can't proceed paying.
Okay, so you mean the customer amekelea pesa, ameanza kulipa, and umekuwa na ile joy that Beatrice has made that sale. Then so amefika katikati, then withdraw. Oh, that's a very bad
It's a bad one. And then the bad thing is that unamuliza the reason why they want to withdraw, and the reason is a good reason, like maybe they don't have money anymore, or they have lost someone, or they have someone in the hospital. So you feel like you are losing business, and on the other hand, you feel like it's a good reason to return the money. So you are just saying especially as a salesperson, you feel like already ushakula commission, so you even don't know where you stand. So it's a very bad one.
Oh, I have never been in such a situation where the client ameweka pesa, then anakuambia ameonjeka, and it's very painful because you know already you have celebrated that sale, you are like, oh my, that's a close to business. Then unasikia customer amekwambia treatment come first, and ile time yenye umefikiria hiyo customer vizuri, unaona akaona. Kwa sababu ugonjwa mbele, investment nyuma.
And also you really care about their feelings. You know, you don't just want business. You even want that association with the client, or that kuigiana na client. So you really understand them when they tell you why they want to withdraw.
So what exactly do you feel? When you customer wakati withdraw?
You feel double emotions or mixed emotions. You feel sad, and on the other hand, you understand them. So you just learn emotional intelligence. You can conquer everything as a salesperson.
And now your customer, withdraw. Atakupea business tena, ama will that customer give you a referral, ama withdraw biashara inaishia hapo?
Actually, those who withdraw, especially during those seasons that they were really down, and then washikilie or will be there for them, that person will always give you referrals. They even come back to give you more business. I remember I had one client who really told me they want to withdraw because they lost a hand. We didn't just return money, even at the office we went ahead and tukampeleka mali ya babake. So it was a good feeling.
Well, that's a good customer service experience. So you mean customer anafaa kuwa your number one friend?
Okay, not really number one friend, because they have their friends and you have your friends, but you should be so close to your clients that you even know what they want. The moment you are close with the client, they will tell you what they want. You will sell them a lot that will be of use to them because you have known what they want. You know, you'll be having a client when you maybe anataka Nairobi and you are pushing them to Sagana. That client will feel frustrated on the way because you didn't consider what they want. And also they even don't know how to speak up, waseme like binataka Nairobi na nataka Nairobi. So what they do, wanakuepuka tu. You find that the client is no longer talking to you because you are pushing them on the wrong direction when they wanted another area.
You know, these customers are very different. Na kuna customer mwenye huwa anaongea, kuna customer mwenye hata uwezijua chenye unataka. And you need to believe from the word go. How do you know such a client? Amekuja, hello, how are you doing? Conversation is less than 1 minute, and you really want to interact with that customer, considering your customer should be a good friend for you, and you must interact with. But that customer, ametulia, hana maneno, unamuuliza swali, anajibu instant. So how do you handle such clients?
You find like you know the mode of communication that they like.
Sure.
If they talk too much, whereby clarity now, listen to them because that is their business.
So the point that is coming very clear for me is that the first step is to understand your client. Know what your client wants. Kuna client anatakanga interactions. In fact, nishaikuwa in a scenario umeenda na customer, hata hana interest ya stories, nataka tu mwende site, and the best thing about that customer atanunua. Then there's this customer, mwonyeshe kuna these amenities, mpeleke pale, mwambie the future developments, so that your customer will convince to buy. So that's a good poster that understanding the client is the first priority for any sales executive, any business regarding the real estate. Now, there's these people who have a lot of fear. It's a man somewhere, hajainunua shamba, and this person fears to buy land. and want to become a land buyer for the first time, what advice can you give that person?
Okay, for a first time buyer, it's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Unampelekanga site, anaona, and they still want to go again and again.
Yes.
So you should be so flexible with your client.
Yeah.
So for the first buyers, what I tell the client is that real estate is not an instant growth. Like you buy land today, and then tomorrow it has already gone up or it has already appreciated.
Sure.
So there is an example like I love using of a real estate. It's like you know the bamboo, the tree.
Yeah, bamboo tree.
You know it.
Yes.
The way it first spread the roots. It can even take 2 years while spreading the roots.
Yeah, still on the other ground.
Yeah, still on the other ground without shooting.
Yeah.
That is what happened with the real estate. Equal to happen, it is not growing, you can't see it growing.
Yeah.
But one day something will happen to that land or to that area, and the next thing you're going to look at the price, it's no longer the same price.
So
it has already appreciated.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that is what happened with the real estate. So I always encourage them not to feel afraid to make that first move.
Yeah.
Because something will come on the way.
Sure.
And also another thing to the first buyers. You find like maybe right now you can buy a land in Juja Farm, let's say with 800.
Yes.
Then the moment you want to build or the moment you want to use that land, maybe after 5 years, the land will no longer be the same amount based abroad. You find like maybe it's already 2 million or 3 million.
Sure.
And in 5 years, the state you are in, you can't afford buying that plot if you are buying it today.
Yeah.
So I always encourage them that just buy that parcel of land that you want.
Yes.
Keep it there.
Yeah.
Something good will come out of it. Yeah. By the moment you need that land, you won't be having that money to buy that land. Yeah.
There's a quote that we use that don't wait and buy, buy and wait. Land is a long-term asset. Land always appreciates in value. So if you buy the 800 plot today, be sure in the next 4 years, expect that land to be 1 million plus, and it will give you a high rate of appreciation.
Yeah, actually there is an example that I want to give.
Yes.
Okay, I'm born in Ruiru, and my sister used to stay in Juja.
Yes.
At that time I was that is allowed 2012. So 2012.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, after finishing my Form 4, I came to stay with my sister. And then my dad was calling me and telling me that, unaona hiyo Juja, kuna time nilikuwa nauziwa plot hapo 30,000.
What?
Yeah.
2012?
No, not 2012. Longer time. Kitambo, akiwa kijana.
Yes.
Alikuwa na wanauziwa hiyo plot 30,000.
Wow.
By the time nilikuwa nakuja 2012 in Juja, the plot was no longer 30,000. It was more and more money.
Sure.
So I was feeling like if my dad will buy that time,
Yes.
sasa ingekuwa ime-appreciate. And that time, 2012 nilikuwa nakuja Juja, my dad couldn't afford a plot in Juja.
Yes.
So that is the point that was giving that unaweza kuwa ulibuy land your time without knowing how much it will gonna appreciate.
Sure.
After so many years, hapo ndo utaona the value of just buying land.
So you can assume that ilikuwa 2000 and today we are in 2025. It's 25 years. Assume you bought that land in the year 2000 at 30,000. Now the land in the same Juja farm, it's 1 million plus. You can imagine that one is, even it's not countable, that land has really appreciated. And that time, maybe you could afford the 30,000, but you assumed not to buy the land at that time.
Yeah.
But for today, the same 30,000 is the one that should buy the 1 point something million. So you can imagine how can that 30,000 at that time come and buy the 1 point million land for this time. It's a challenge even to all people who want to buy land. Please don't wait and buy and wait. Land is a long-term asset and it always appreciates in value. Some people say that real estate is a financial discipline. Real estate, it's a financial discipline. So according to you, is that statement true?
Yeah, I feel that real estate is a discipline. It's a financial discipline. You know why?
Yes.
When let's say I have a plot at let me use Juja Farm since we have plots in Juja Farm.
Yes.
Let's say I have a plot in Juja Farm going for 800. And then my friends called me on Friday, and then they are like, twende sherehe.
Twende bash.
Twende sherehe.
Birthday party.
Yeah, and then after going to that party, the bills goes up. Yeah. And I really need to top up something to pay that bill.
Yeah, you have to pay the bill.
You know, but now I can't call someone and tell them, buy my plot at Juja Farm. I need to settle something. You see? So I can't take that money and use it for these petty bills. Yeah. But if I had money in the bank, navuruta tu. Actually, when you have a kuvuruta tu, and then you find like tomorrow you're really regretting why you used that money.
Sure.
So I consider it as a discipline, since it's your money, but you can't use it just when you want it. Yeah. It's a discipline. It's just there. It is going to serve a purpose and at the right time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because these days mobile banking is a 24/7.
Yeah.
Anytime you can withdraw the money, but assume in the house you have the title deeds. Na umeenda bash. I'm sure utatafuta pesa everywhere you want, lakini hiyo title deed hautaijua.
Uwezi hata uendage na actually when your children don't know where title deed is.
Yeah. Na pia most of the people do regret. Naamka asubuhi. Unaona jana ulikuwa na like 50,000. Today balance is 2,000. My lord. Hiyo pesa ulikuwa umesema it's your savings, is your investment. So I come to agree with you that real estate is a financial discipline. Yeah. And land is an asset, and come and invest all in land. Never hesitate. Now there's this person wants to buy land. Na you to ajui, what should I consider when buying land? I want to buy land maybe in Juja. I don't know what. Nikienda site visits. What should I expect? What factors should I consider?
One of the factors is legal ownership of that land. When you buy land, don't just umepelekwa site, ukuje ubuy. You should always consider doing things we call search, so that to know the owner of the land. Some even goes to extreme of doing green card. Yeah, to help you know the ownership of that, the legal ownership of that person of land. Sure,
search is very familiar, and kila mtu anajua jina search. But ukiuliza mtu search ni nini, ataanza kula mdomo. So I would like you tell us what is search and what process of doing search. Okay. Because I understand search is used for verification. I have to verify the land in the ground and the documentation, that is the title deed, is the same. I also want to verify the ownership and whether that land has any encumbrances. Okay. Unaweza kuwa umechukua loan na hiyo loan unakuja kuingia the same land yenye umechukua loan na that title deed. That's a red flag. But immediately I do the search, I will get to know, is that land clean? Now tell us, what is the process of doing land search?
Yeah, as you have said, search inakuonyesha everything about land, sure, about that parcel of land that you want to buy. So one thing that you need as a customer when you're doing search, you should come to the office. Yes. Request for the copy of the title deed of that parcel of land that you are buying. Yeah. You should have your own copy of the ID and your copy of the KRA pin. Unaenda kwa alert, maybe kama ni Juja Farm, unaenda Ruiru, unaenda unafanya search. The charges is 1,050 shillings, and search usually takes around 3 days. Yes. Yeah.
So on top of that, I would like to add something on that. Enjoy that each land, each location has its allocated land registry. Now uweze kununua shamba ya Juja and expect uende search Bika ama uende land registry ya Bika. The land registry ya Juja, it's Ruiru. So kindly note that all land processes inakuanga na the land registry that is within the area. Like now we have a plot in Juja Farm and Mwalimu Farm. The land registry is Ruiru. So all the land transaction, including the transfer, the title deed, insurance, all will come from the Ruiru land registry. So maybe what other factor should we consider when buying land?
Another factor is land you said. Let's say that you want to buy a commercial plot, but now you didn't ask who is selling to you hiyo area ni yani it's zoned for what. If it is for residential, you can't build a commercial, you build apartment. It is not allowed. And also if it's for agriculture, and then ukuja uchukue plot CBD, it can't work. You should consider the land use and what is supposed to be built there before even going ahead to buy the plot. And also you should be checking also if there is government infrastructure that will happen, maybe like expansion of the road or the highways. You find so many people are really evicted because you didn't know what will happen. But at this time and in this era, when you have so much in social media and so much knowledge and so much you can search, always make sure you know what will happen in that area. Will I be evicted? Will the road be expanded? Usipate ulibai mahali and then ipotelee.
Na pia on top of that, can you note that there's types of title deeds? Because you can't go and do the settlements, especially like the farming. It's good for freehold title deed. Tunakuanga na freehold title deed, tunakuanga na the leasehold title deed, tunakuanga na the sectional title. The sectional title inakuanga like apartments. Yes, umeenda umenunua nyumba, unapewa where first floor, room number, this one is yours. You'll be given a sectional title deed. And also there is a share certificate. So again, as I put consideration on the first point in Metambia, what is the purpose of that land? Make sure again you know what's the nature of the title deed. Usiende kujenga apartment hapo na title deed in leasehold, my friend. You know, this thing the leasehold will renew at 3 years, 66 years, and 99 years. So my worry is, what if you may build that apartment, then after that 3 years, government ikakwambia, Madam Beatrice, I want my land, and you'll be transferred to somewhere else. The value of that apartment should not be considered. Why? Because in a leasehold title deed, you are not supposed to put a permanent structure. Put structures that you can remove them at any time. So is there any other factor that, key factor that you should consider?
Yeah, I have several. And the other one is location, accessibility, and infrastructure. Wow. Yeah, let's talk about accessibility. Nikuje nikuchukue as a salesperson from your properties and then nikupeleke Juja Farm ukaone site. Unaona vizuri kabisa tunapitia shamba ya mtu. And you're not concerned like when this person decides to build their own land, utakuwa napitia wapi? So as a person with buying land, you should be so keen to look at kuna barabara. And also hiyo barabara, can you consider whether it is always sometimes inaweza kuwa haina tarmac, but it is always it is passable during rainy season
and also the dry season.
Yeah, so you should always check that. The other thing is about infrastructures. You can even go ahead and check will something be built here, maybe by a government, maybe unapata there are these markets that are being built by the government. You should check because that thing can really impact your land very positive. And also you can check for things that can impact your land negatively. So always check for the location, the accessibility, and also the infrastructure.
And also it's good to know that on top of that, there's an area which has a higher position. Like there's a recent price index valuation, and Juja was given 15%. In fact, it's one of the highest in the country. Meaning, when you buy a plot within Juja vicinity, the appreciation rate is very high. And this is a challenge to investors. Juja and Ruiru has the highest rate of land acquisition.
Okay, and also the other one is hidden cost or market value. Always look whether the person unauziwa compare prices so that you can know whether you are being given a fair deal. Also about hidden cost. Sometimes you find like let's talk about the companies. There are companies who are selling products not inclusive of the title deed. Like me, there are another company I was working in. You find like we were selling products without inclusive of the title deed. So what I could do when I'm site in a client, if a client ask, is this price inclusive of the title deed? That is the only time I'm going to tell them title deed is not inclusive.
So you mean your customer utamwambia before when the site visit?
Hata tukishaenda akose kuniuliza, I will tell them
Atanunua the value
with that amount, and then the customer didn't ask me if the title deed is inclusive. It's not a good deal, it was a mistake that I did. So when the customer comes later to finish up with the payment, they said like there is another amount of money that they are going to add. I feel bad about it, but it's a good thing to consider when you are buying one. Always ask if there are another charges. After kulipa hizi kuna zingine, so that if the title is not included, you can know how much money you're going to add at the end of it.
And it's good to know that in real properties, all our plots are title deed, transfer inclusive, no any other hidden charges. If you compare the price in 750,000, just to know it's inclusive of everything. All these are cleared, all hundreds are cleared. You just give me some time to process the title deed. Then maybe after 30 working days, we'll get on the title deed. Now, this client is buying a land from a company that is near properties, but the customer would like to know, how can you know that the company is registered?
Okay, you come to the office, Ruiru properties. We provide to you the certificate of incorporation, the CR12, and also the KRA. These are enough documents to show whether we are registered as a company.
Sure. So the CR12, it has a list of the directors. The KRA pin is to show that the company is tax compliance. And for any other question, call us on 0728 375 375. Our office are located at Juja Town, Juja Square Building, 3rd floor. So maybe you can briefly tell us the recent projects that we have. Maybe you can state when continue.
Currently, we have a big project at Juja Farm going for 1,750, and we also have another one that is ongoing going for 850. We also have other plots in Mwalimu Farm going for 885,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So allow me to expand just a little bit about the project in Mwalimu Farm. Mwalimu Farm, we are accessing through Quickmatroy, and it's just a 15-minute drive. Off the tarmac is just 1.5 kilometers. The plots are 450 by 100, and each plot has its own title deed. We are selling at a price of 885,000. After completion of our project in Juja Farm phase 9, the project is more than 90% sold. And we want to thank our clients so much for working the journey with us. And for all those who have bought, we have the title deeds. And the few who have not yet received, the title deed is in the process. Now we have our brand new project in Juja Farm Adi, just a 500 meters walk from Catholic Church, that is Juja Farm Adi. Water and electricity are on site. And you know what? The best thing about this project, the soil type is a combination of red soil and marram soil. The roads are very accessible. We are selling at a price of 750,000. Again, we are located at Juja Town, Juja Square Building, 3rd floor. We do conduct the site visits daily from Monday to Saturday. What we just need is to give us a call today, 0728 375 375. Maybe you can give us the last, as you conclude, what would you like to elaborate?
Okay, what I can say is thank you so much to our customers. Fika phase 9 in Chezo. You have been there, you have supported us. Thank you so much, and continue supporting us. And we are so happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much once again, even British, for offering your time and educating our customers. Again, my name is Mboro. I'm Associate Executive at New Properties. We are committed to ensure a smooth process, educating our customers and taking them through from the first process to the last process. I wish you all the best. Until next time, bye. Bye.